Look at that! Put it in the bowl. No, that was... Hey guys, so today we're going to be making edible water bottles. I have seen this trend on the internet quite a bit before, and I thought, well, I might as well try it myself. So what we're first going to do is we want to fill this bowl with 4 cups of water, which I'm just going to do really quickly. 4 cups of water. And I want to fill this bowl with 8 cups of water. All right, that was 4, and now here's another 4 to get 8 cups of water. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get this bowl out of the way, because I don't need it right now. Is to this bowl, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of sodium alginate. Grab my sodium alginate right here and add it to my water. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix it, and I need a hand mixer because sodium alginate is water soluble, but it takes a lot of work to dissolve properly. So here we go. I'm just going to get some of this stuff out of the way. This might splash a bit. It's almost fully dissolved, but there's a few chunks in there, and it'll dissolve easier if I break all those up with a spoon or something. Of course, part of the issue is something I will be able to explain in a second that makes some of these chunks almost impossible to mix in all the way. And what makes the liquid ever slightly more viscous, it doesn't splash as much as normal water. It almost looks like a guardo in there almost. All right, now for the final mix. Alright, I'd say that's probably mixed well enough. So now we want to let this mixture settle for about 20 minutes to let all the air bubbles rise to the top. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for our sodium alginate mixture to settle, let's take care of this other mixture. This one will be a lot easier and less tedious to mix in because the other ingredient we're adding is calcium lactate. Nope, this is the sodium alginate again. I got the wrong one. This is calcium lactate. I grabbed the sodium alginate. I swear I grabbed it. And here into this water, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of calcium lactate. Okay. 2. There we go. Now, fortunately, unlike sodium alginate, calcium lactate mixes very easily, and I just need a regular whisk to mix it in. Now, I just need a whisk, and I just gotta whisk it in until it's all dissolved, which, fortunately, is a lot easier. Also, quicker. You don't need a big ol' industrial strength hand mixer. But you do want to make sure it's completely dissolved. Once you're done mixing it, it should look like there's nothing in there at all. The sodium alginate, unfortunately, even though it's with the sodium alginate, even though it's fully mixed, it's still gonna look like it almost looks like gasoline almost. You're not gonna be able to get it perfectly clear. Calcium lactate though, you keep mixing until it looks like there's nothing in there at all. It should look like just normal bark. Well, I think that is good and mixed, so I will get back to you guys when my sodium alginate has settled and we will do the next step. Alright, my solutions have settled, and now we are going to actually go under, we're actually going to make our water balls now. So what I'm just going to do is take a spoon, I'm just going to start with this one, I'll try and making bigger ones later, but I'm going to start with this one just to get started. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take a small amount of the sodium alginate into the spoon. And I want to gently bring it over to my calcium lactate and just gently put it in. Very carefully. Turn the spoon around and let it go. There's one. I'm going to do a few more of them. Yeah, we'll do two more. And one more. And what will immediately happen is the sodium alginate and the calcium lactate will immediately begin reacting to form a barrier of calcium alginate, which is insoluble in water. So it creates a membrane, which is safe. Both these chemicals are food grade, mind you. And the reason why there's some particles in the sodium alginate that won't mix in is it has to do with the way the reaction works. Like I just said, the barrier is made of calcium alginate. So the alginate from the sodium alginate and the calcium from the calcium lactate are what actually combine to form the membrane. And if you're not familiar with chemistry, you know that, well, the sodium and the lactate are just spectator ions. They don't do anything other than just balance the charges. So, the calcium, the alginate normally isn't really very common. You're not going to find it in your house very often. But calcium, there's traces of calcium everywhere, especially in cookware. Basically, the sodium alginate will start reacting with any calcium that might be stuck to the bowl, so it starts forming a little bit of that gel. But the lactate doesn't do that because there's no alginate on it, hopefully. So now after about a minute, you're going to start gently stirring them around to kind of help them react more. And this is actually, make sure you leave them in for actually quite a lot longer than you might think. I actually made this mistake. This is actually not my first attempt. I did this once before already. But I made the mistake of basically, I didn't leave them in the mixture long enough, and the membrane ended up being way too thin, and it kept falling apart, and like just holding them was a risk. Like they were falling through the holes in the spatula and stuff. It was just a mess. So turns out, because I was only leaving them in for about 2 to 3 minutes, but you actually want to leave them in for anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes. You should gently mix them. You have to do it the whole time though. And of course I'm going to skip forward because I don't want to make you guys have to watch this for just 20 minutes straight. And you have to do it gently because this is especially important earlier on in the reaction because the membranes are still very fragile right now and could easily burst. Now of course it'll just react again, but it'll just form a bunch of little messy blobs, which is still not great. And now I'm just gonna let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna take them out, put them in the bowl. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes, so I think they're ready. They should be ready. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and take my sieve. I tried using a spoon with holes in it last video, but they were popping. Theoretically, because I let them sit longer, that it would have been fine. We're still just gonna be safe anyway. So I'm just going to get one, scoop it out, and look at that! That actually looks like, that looks good. Look at this. Look at that. There's one. There's 3 more. And it didn't pop, it made it into the bowl. And once again, did not pop. Let's put it in the bowl. And there's 2 more. Yeah, that's like the perfect size. That's like bite-sized right there. Oh. It's a little slimy. I don't know. And where's the last one at? I know there's one more in there. I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. This one's shaped kind of like a... I don't know, it's weird. Oh, I think it just popped. I think I popped it. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, it popped. Well, at least I got 3 of them out of that round, and now I'm gonna do some bigger ones in a moment. All right, now let's do some bigger ones. So now I've got my ladle over here for some larger ones. So for someone, again, it's the same, this part's the same. I just fill my ladle with it. And then I just move it over to my calcium lactate mixture. And I just gently place it in. Calcium lactate's denser than water, so its buoyancy stronger. So you actually have to push down with a surprising amount of force to get it to go in. And then I flip it over. And there we go, there's one. I'm gonna do one more. And put it in the bowl. Flip it over. Ooh, that one looks really good. And mix them around. And again, make sure they don't touch each other. And I'm gonna leave these ones in because they're larger. They have a lower surface area to volume ratio, meaning they're more prone to popping. So I'm gonna leave them in for longer. The first round I did 15 minutes. I'm gonna give this one 20. All right, they've been sitting here for 20 minutes. Let's take them out and see how they turned out. Oh, and it popped. All right, I got a second one, so please don't pop. Okay, that one didn't pop. Good. Sweet. All right, well, I made them. Here are my water bottles. I got these 3 little ones and just one big one here. So I guess I just have to try one now. Please don't be disgusting. Here we go. Guess let's just try it. Let's see. That is so freaking weird. I'm telling you, that is so weird. It's like, it just doesn't really have much of a flavor, but it's like slimy. It's like a raw egg. It's like, it's a bit of a weird aftertaste. I don't know. I mean, like, it worked. It's a bit strange. Let's try this really big one now. Ooh, it's big, heavy. Look at that. It's huge. I guess I can just try it. Oh. No, that was not good. Yeah, the really big ones aren't just practical, and they kind of have a weird taste to them. I don't know. It's not that bad. don't know, it kind of tastes like I'm puking up water. It's a little gross. It's still cool. I just say practical. I don't know. Apparently they're used in like marathons, but that's about it. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later. Bye. Oh. Nope. Hey guys, so today we're going to be making edible water bottles. I have seen this trend quite a bit before on the internet, so I just decided, you know, I might as well give it a try. Hold on, actually, lighting's bad. Ugh. Hey guys, so sorry. Anyway, let's try that again.